Kind of give us an example of the acquisitions you've made.
Yeah, absolutely. So I looked at everything, right? Because I wasn't smart enough at first really to say, all right, so here's what my specialty is. Because what's kind of cool when you look at all the broker listings and everything, there's so many interesting businesses out there
Mm,
to acquire. So I've bought content, I've bought affiliate, I've bought e-com, SaaS software. And over time, I started to realize like my background and what I enjoyed doing was I really enjoy working with other engineers. So this kind of rolled me into the SaaS software side.
mhm.
Not that the other ones aren't fun or exciting. And I think a lot of engineers can do really well, especially if you're in the marketing and if you're making content and stuff that's very data driven. So there's a lot of different ways that we can all move in that space. But for me, I've settled pretty much on SaaS software. I'm really into cloud infrastructure, engineering tools, engineering services, stuff that's interactions with other engineers. So it helps make me feel like I'm still young, still in the business. I love on the customer service side where the people I'm speaking with are maybe a few years behind me, kind of moving their way up in the junior to senior ranks. So for me, that's my specialty.
Awesome. And then, so are you primarily your holdings now are SaaS, or you still have some of the other ones still, legacy ones
Yeah,
you
I
bought?
I kept a couple of them, and so they just run on the side, low priority, I guess you could say. But yeah, my larger acquisitions are all SaaS now. So I
Mhm.
run three companies. I bought four that are I bought two six figures and two seven figures, and then I've sold one of the seven figures. So I run the three right now, and certainly enough to keep me busy, but also to build that lifestyle that I enjoy.
What matters as far as tech stack goes?
Well, I hate to use the it depends answer. I have encountered a business that I bought that had that problem, exactly like you said. So it was a language that's a little bit older, a little bit clumsier, and is not anywhere near what languages that are coming out now. So I did encounter the problem that the only people that knew that language that were real experts were kind of concentrated geographically in one space. English was not the first language. So if you think about customer service, this was a technical business. So the challenge was my customers would write to me, or people that are writing back, it's very difficult for them to explain how to fix things. So in that case, the language did matter. The tech stack did matter.
Was it
One of the
Cobalt
reasons
or what
I,
was it, Fortran?
I don't want to like make anybody mad because people do get pretty serious about their languages. Um, for our tech stack, look, at least what I was trying to do is with the multiple companies, if I can have engineers that are all on the same tech stack, even if the front marketing and it looked like completely different companies, on the bottom, we're all using Ruby and Golang or something like that, then we can all work on the same thing. And that's kind of what I've been looking for. Now you have to kind of expand on that as like you said, things change over time. But it is nice versus saying, hey, let's go buy a WordPress site. And now all of a sudden I need a PHP person. That's a complete departure from the direction that I'm usually going. So that I might actually walk away from it just because of the tech stack.
If you're inheriting the team, do you buy companies where the team comes with it? Or I guess those seven-figure acquisitions, they probably came with a team, right, of 10 or 12 developers, or
In the SaaS space, a lot of times you can have a single developer that scales with just that person and maybe one customer. So yeah, sometimes bringing on one or two people. That is one of the great things about if you can find a good software company where every customer doesn't require a new sales rep on the internal side and it's a set up once and run forever situation. You can have very small teams. But yes, if you do have a team that comes in, so you have to be able to absorb that into the group, definitely one of your responsibilities. And at least for me personally, one of the things you want, or I guess one of the things that I want when I'm speaking with a seller is this is something that's probably one of their babies, right? They have worked on this for a long time. Almost every business I bought, I think every business I bought, the seller actually did not want to sell. Something else positive had happened in their life. One of them got a job at a company that he really wanted to go to. One of them had his startup funded, and all of a sudden he had to divest everything. So in many ways, they weren't really dying to sell it. They just had to. So they care about who's taking over as a buyer, kind of my story is like, listen, we're going to take care of your team. We understand where you're trying to go with this project and we like your customers. Here's some other companies that I have that are also dealing with the same customers. Read our reviews. Like, hopefully they're happy as well. And what you want to try and say is like, I'm going to take your baby and move it up that business chain here. And it kind of goes from the person that takes it from 0 to 1. Then Michael Frew shows up. I take it maybe from 1 to 10. Then I look for somebody like Big Man Software, right? And so they're looking for 1 to 10, 1 to 10. I'm 1 to 2. They think they're 1 to 10, and then they're going to maybe find a PE firm that's 10 to 100. And that's kind of how we go up that chain. But I'm trying to help sellers that are technical business, got to sell it. Just need that next person to take it and add some marketing, make it scalable, move it to that next spot.
How do you, like, solve the, "Okay, we own this thing, now how do we maximize its potential?"
Right. So I'm very much the definition of an owner operator. I actually really enjoy working on the businesses. So I'm in there quite often, more than probably a couple times a week. And but you're right. So I have a marketing person that works across all of them, and so we will test on one and kind of deploy it across everything else. Engineering team that works on all of them, and each business is they are unique. And I've seen so a lot of my colleagues that work in content or even some of the Amazon e-commerce FBA, you're almost product or topic agnostic because you're applying the same formula to every single site. So you can buy 15 content sites and kind of apply that formula. It's a little bit harder to buy 15 SaaS business. So it's one at a time. And so if you're looking at software and SaaS and you see these people saying like, hey, I bought 5 businesses this year, don't let that pressure you because software, like I buy one every couple years
Mhm.
and there's an internalization process. That first quarter, we try and stay hands off and just say, all right, I'm not touching anything. I just want to see how it runs.
Right.
And that's where you start getting those ideas and you see the customer stuff come in. Due diligence, I always want to read the customer service queue. But once you start getting in there and you start seeing, okay, here are feature requests that they're looking for. We all know it's easier to make money from current customers than to go out and get new ones, so we're trying to expand kind of the value of each customer and go from there. So in a weird way, the business tells you a little bit about how to grow. We can tell all the outside marketing stuff because we all kind of know our space. And like the Gumroad founder said, and I'm terrible, I can't remember his name, but a lot of times your business is going to grow based on the environment you're in. Since I'm in cloud computing, it's just growing, and I don't know if it's really me or if it's just the market that's getting bigger,
Right.
and I just happen to be surfing that wave. So the short answer is it really is per business to figure out what might be the best way to do it. But yeah, I've got a team that kind of works across horizontally. So in a way, each business is legally structured by itself, and then the team works on each one and kind of as a unit.